Hello, Michael. Hi, I'm going to talk about miracles. Obviously, we know there's been a few miracles in France. Obviously, we had the Joan of Arc. Obviously, when the battles between the French and the English, and of course, we had Joan of Arc. She had a vision from God to tell the English to go home, and obviously she said, obviously there'd be English blood will be spilled on the battlefield in France, and Kate's all understanding and logic. They put her on trial like a heretic, you know, like a witch. And obviously the English leaders at the time weren't too impressed with her, and obviously the Catholic authorities weren't too pleased. She had visions from God, and obviously she had the trials and what have you. So that's one early miracle, Joan d'Arc. Then obviously later on we had the Bernadette Soubious or Soubious, I'm not sure how you, Bernadette Soubious, in that little town. Yes, so there's a movie on it, it's called The Song of Bernadette, and obviously there's a few films of Joan of Arc. But anyway, Bernadette Soubious or Soubious, she was from a peasant family from southern France, and yeah, yet again another miracle. She has visions from the Mother Mary, and of course the Catholic authorities yet again, you know, doubted her, and certainly weren't too pleased. Certainly wasn't too pleased. Yes, they weren't pleased at all, and she was threatened with jail and all sorts of thing. And I say, of course, she was a nun, a Catholic nun, and a sickly child. Another amazing story, and so yeah, effectively it's miracles again, and so it's amazing. Then of course we had the Fatima great gathering. So with the Fatima sighting in this time in nearly said France, in Portugal, there was the Fatima sighting, but with many people in Portugal. I'm going to walk through here. Yeah, so it's so there's, let's say it's obviously winter time here in England. As far as when the Fatima miracle happened, presumably we know it was in Portugal, and so obviously there was many visitors looking at a miracle in the sky. I'm not sure what the vision was. I don't recall. I should have done but this is just a quick video. So they obviously, I know it was something to do with the sun. I think the sun looked a bit larger or something like that, and it was many people gathered, and I should have done a bit more research in that. Then anyway, we're talking about miracles. Obviously, Michael, you know I had that strange sighting in Horton Heath. I've just discovered among the pictures. I've never noticed. You're not going to believe this. So I've gone through my pictures, and there's like 2 domes on the moon. So obviously we had those strange visitors, which I still say were spiritual, and it's a miracle. So what I saw is effectively a miracle. And I got clear photographs, over 200 of these visitors that were in the form of orbs and figures. I mean, yeah, these figures are above the trees. So these objects and these figures were above the trees, near a nunnery. So yet again, Catholic. You know, I'm not a Catholic. I'm obviously a Catholic. So, yeah. So they witnessed some strange things over the years. Obviously, they're saying with the Fatima miracle, the Bernadette Soubious or Soubious. I've not done research on this, guys, so I'm just going through memory. And obviously, we had the Joan of Arc, who well, actually had a message from God. So, and then we've finishing off with the Fatima miracle. Then and then of course, then what I saw at Horton Heath. That was definitely a spiritual event. As far as I'm concerned, it was above or around the area of the nunnery, and I'm assuming it is a nunnery. It says it on the gate, and that was at Horton Heath in Dorset. But these things are always hidden, you know. We're censored on YouTube, we're censored on TikTok. I mean, obviously, certainly TikTok's not going to want the Christianity. Mind you, the Christianity religion is going out the window, you know. It's that's the trouble. Perhaps we're not getting these miracles. So the old big boss up there reminds us every now and again he's up there, you know, and obviously his son Yeshua, 67231. So that number comes up a lot, and that is the 67231 is oh, was it the Lord prominent? So basically, our God, the Christian God, is out of view. Our God is out of view, and what I gather, he's really angry. He's an angry God. So our God is out of view, and he's really angry. I mean, really angry with humanity, and obviously the wars and the evil people in this world presently. So the God that's in the Old Testament is really angry. And obviously then we had Yeshua, Jesus, arrive. Now I was told loads of times that it's Yeshua, not Jesus, but I'm going to stick with Jesus or Yeshua. And obviously Moses saw miracles as well, so let's not forget that. So yeah, Moses has saw miracles, and obviously I've seen miracles. I mean, there's no explanation. The pictures that I've got are as clear as day, and you know, I'm not in this for fame. You know, this what I saw is so out of the ordinary. So, you know, I'm no one special. Although I follow the Cathars, whatever happens, at the end of the day, I'm certainly going to follow the good people, the Cathars. And I will never leave that faith. That's so yeah, on the UK census, so I might be the only Cathar. I may be the only Cathar in the United Kingdom. or in England, you know. There's probably the odd Gnostic and that about, so I know there's a few Gnostics in France, and there's definitely some Gnostics in England, but someone to call themselves a Cathar, and I've seen the history about the Cathars, the good people. They arrived in England in 1144, sadly, I think somewhere near Whitstable or somewhere up in the northeast coast somewhere. Took part in some of the old Catholic trials and they were executed. Same old story. So same old story. If people don't like your religion, they either burn you alive or execute you. And the funny thing, not so funny, but Hitler, I've been watching a few documentaries. He was obsessed. The Germans and the Nazis were obsessed with runes, you know, the Swedish and Norwegian runes and stuff like that. And they twisted the Buddhist sign by putting the symbol backwards. So yeah, so that was certainly evil, you know. So the Nazis certainly twisted the Buddhist symbol. They displayed it backwards. I didn't know there was a little woodland here. Yeah, so they twisted it and they put the Buddhist symbol backwards, and so yeah, so there's, you know, some really twisted groups in history, and so yeah, and obviously there's a lot of differences between the Palestinians and the Israelites at the moment in Israel. So, you know, there shouldn't be a war. There certainly shouldn't be a war in Israel, and certainly the Palestinians. Well, either side shouldn't be getting killed and bombed and what have you. So I'm not going to take sides on that one. It's a difficult one. Yeah, so sadly, I mean, obviously the Jews have had many enemies over the years, and they weren't too keen on Jesus, funny enough. Yeshua. The Jews were not certainly in the temple. They weren't that keen on Jesus, who spoke out against them. And they obviously used the Romans to deal with him. So it's a strange world. I've got nothing against the Jews, but I just say it's a strange history. The history is so strange with Joan of Arc, Bernadette Soubious or Soubious, whatever. I'm not fluent in French, unfortunately, and then obviously the Fatima, with a large amount of people looking at, like, the sun which was moving. It's probably a UFO or something, you know, like we see now, these strange objects, and obviously what I saw at near West Moors or Horton Heath is it's just unbelievable, guys, you know. And yeah, there's another little area here. I didn't know this was here. Something brilliant for the kids. Yeah, it's a strange world, and yeah, I just feel I need to talk about these miracles. There's probably other miracles as well. So all I know of was obviously Joan of Arc, Bernadette Soubious or Soubious. Someone's going to correct me on there. And Fatima, the miracle there. Obviously, Yeshua was a miracle. He he was resurrected after his crucifixion. So yeah, there's been quite a few miracles during the history. Well, since the Dead Sea Scrolls were found by the Arab, I don't know his name, but obviously he's thrown some rocks or something, and there were some old jars. One of the jars broke open, and there was all these old scrolls, what have you, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Then that's all part of Christianity. Yes, as even I know in there's a town in northern Italy. I'm not sure if there's certainly a town in northern Italy. It mentions King Arthur of Britain. There is certainly, I don't know if it's Torino or there is a church or cathedral in northern Italy that has an inscription about King Arthur. So obviously that's interesting. And I think it says Arthur of Britain. So is a lot of our history rewritten? That's what I want to ask. Is a lot of biblical history rewritten to it's crazy. Yeah, so there's a lot of things being altered and changed, and we just got to make head and tail of it. I mean, what I saw at like above that tree line in the summer, so obviously the trees were full of leaves and what have you. They were certainly figures above the tree line. Yeah, so what am I associating that with? Like Adam and Eve, because God talks about the trees and what have you. So my sighting at Horton Heath is such a mystery. It's a miracle, as simple as that. And I put it on YouTube or TikTok, and they just don't get, you might get a couple of hundred views, but certain miracles gets millions of views and a bit of notoriety. I'm not in this for fame. I just want to make sure the whole world knows. Then people can talk it. I want people to talk about it. I'm not in this for fame or, what I want to know, what I saw, and why it happened, and what reason did it happen. Obviously I follow the Cathars and the good God, and I'm interested in the Buddhism and obviously interested a bit in the Quran and the and other religions, and the Catholic faith. Obviously I gear probably very similar to the Protestants. Obviously we know in France a lot of nuns left France because of their persecution. A lot of nuns actually escaped to England. So there's back in I saw it in the pub. Funny enough, the pub was one of the Witherspoon pubs. I saw that details on it. It was near Ferndown, and there's a load of nuns escaping France. Perhaps they were Protestant nuns escaping for the Catholics, and obviously we had the problems as well. The religious wars between the Catholics and Protestants here in England. But let's get to the Picot's paintings. Now they're adamant, those the Picots is Catholics, so I still disagree with the guys at the Picots, because the yellow crosses, the Cathars who were following the Catholic Inquisition with so any of the found Cathars, they were made to wear yellow crosses and to show that they were Cathars. Very similar what the Nazis did with the Jews, sadly. But anyway, with the Picot's painting, there was I didn't mention about the secret chapel. There's a secret chapel there apparently. So whoever was there actually prayed secretly. So whoever was there prayed secretly. And I believe the faces, so at the Picot's paintings, all the saints or holy spirits that are drawn on the wall, all their faces are erased. So my conclusion to that is Cathars. It's Gnostic and Cathars religion because of reincarnation. So the faces are removed because if you're Cathar or if you're Gnostic, you come back. So you get reincarnated, very similar to the Buddhists. So you can't stick a permanent face on it. So that's why I think they are Gnostic and Cathar and Bogomil. Let's not miss out the Bogomils in Bulgaria. So they were good people as well. The actual Bogomils and the Cathars met. So the religious leaders of the Cathars and the Bogomils met. So these faces are erased on the drawings at the Picots, and I think that's because of reincarnation. So the Cathars and the Bogomils, because of reincarnations, they're going to have many faces. So that's why the faces were removed. I'm sure the Catholics wouldn't have got upset just because of particular saints on there. I think that's logical. The face is removed. If you're Gnostic or Cathar, you're reincarnated. So if I die tomorrow, I'm coming back. So I'm going to have a different face. And if, as a baby or something, sadly I die in 2 weeks, I come back again. I'm a Gnostic. I'm a Cathar. So that's my belief, anyway. So anyway, hopefully. This you've got a lot to ponder on, Michael, my Swedish holy man friend, and hello to the Cathars in Spain. So yeah, some bit of thinking there. So, but I think it's amazing the Picot's painted because those faces are erased. I can't see any reason for the faces to be removed. And so, I mean, both the Protestants and the Catholics, we all follow the same saints and what have you. So yeah, that's a religion for you. And obviously, we share a lot of things with the Jews and the Muslims in faith as well. Obviously the holy sites in Jerusalem, what have you. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now, and something to ponder on. And yeah, so hopefully I'll start a discussion on this. Anyway, stay well and warm in Sweden. Okay then, bye.